This is the 2021 BMW M550i xDrive Saloon, and despite the long name, it is the single best slot car in Roblox of 2020. Here's why. Alright, so starting off for quirks and features, we have a trunk here, but none of the badges or lights go with it. Weird. And the front hood doesn't open. Weird. And wait, how do I refuel this car? Weird. But we don't see Tesla people coming out here measuring these panel gaps with the ruler. Weird. But aside from all that, let's look at the interior. So on the passenger, wait, is this the driver's side? Yup, this is a right-hand drive imported car. So we have right-hand drive. Now on this door panel we have the standard array of features. We have a couple of settings for the seat. Of course, we have the interior door handle that works, and we have our speaker. On the passenger side, we have our speaker here, just as before up there. We have a speaker down here. We have ambience, just like over there, and this is one big flowing line. If I close this door and go over to the other side, you can see it flows right through, which I think is really nice. Now, this doesn't have the same settings over there. In fact, this only has like a 1 or 2 keys or buttons. Actually, it has one button right here. I'm not quite sure what this is for. I think it's a blank. And $110,000 car. But anyways, moving on to the back seat. Take a look at this. There's 2 buttons there. The back seat has more buttons than the passenger seat for a $110,000 car. Okay, BMW. But anyway, we do have these window shades that come standard with this car, which appear on both sides, which is pretty nice actually, because you don't get the sun inside. So if I close that door, open this one, you can see there's no sun coming inside, even though the sun is right over there. Pretty nifty, I would say. And the door over here is the same situation, 2 buttons, which is more than the passenger side on a $110,000 car. Let that sink in. But anyway, it's just a really simple bench seat back here, but now I'm going to sit down inside of it. Alright, so sitting inside of the back seats, I gotta say, these are pretty cushy seats. They did pretty well, although they are bench seats, and the headroom is not too good. Of course, there is a problem though. If you look behind me, the driver can't see out of the back. Like, they can see out of the back, just barely. They can barely see out of the back, but it gets worse. If you're outside the car, you can see in, and the sunshade doesn't block any sun. BMW, what the heck? For a $110,000 car. But despite all the features, at least it's got a normal sunroof, right? No, it's got this basket type design here, and it's small for a 2021 car. A lot of cars nowadays are including big sunroofs, but this one is just tiny, like the old days, which, to be quite frank, I kind of like. But now it's time to see the electronics, the quirks inside. So if I go ahead and hop in, I can close this from the inside, but only when I'm standing outside. Interesting feature. So if I turn on the car, if I just turn on the electrics, I'm not turning on the engine, you see everything fades in, and then you get your nice 2020 BMW dash. You get these down here. I really like the sunroof here. It's really, really nice. You do have blind spot assist on both sides, and you have iDrive. Well, not really. You have an auto, actually. But aside from that, this car is more expensive than all the others because of one thing: the exhaust. The sound of it, the speed, the 600 horsepower that this car puts out. Let's hear that exhaust note, shall we? So I'd say the exhaust sounds pretty good for this car, considering it's using a V8. But let's see how it drives. Alright, firing this thing up. Ooh, I like it. The ambience fade in if I turn it off again. And turn it back on. You can see the ambience fade in, which is a really nice touch, considering this is a $110,000 car. But let's drive it around. I mean, that 18 here is the owner of this car. Like, how long have you owned it?
I have owned this car for 1 month.
Alright, so like 1 month. So within this 1 month, like, have you been getting like weird looks? How are people like thinking about this car?
People have looked at the front and said that it's a 7 Series, which I've seen that supposed to have.
Yeah.
Basically, all went really good.
Alright. And do you think it was worth it to buy this car, considering that depreciation is most likely going to take a toll on this car pretty hard?
I think that it was all worth it because this is a very fun car to drive and also a very fun car just to have fun in.
And that reminds me, guys, the 360-degree camera. So if I go ahead and open the camera GUI right here, you see it shows up a camera. It looks normal right now. But if I go to front, that's the front of the car. Look, that's the front of the car, and that's the front of the car too. That's the front of the car, that's the front of the car too. So cool. And I can go to the front left, front right, the right, rear, the back, rear left, and yeah, I can do all that. And then I can also just go to a normal reverse camera. That is a feature that you only see on the highest quality BMWs. Okay, but anyway, time for us to drive. So I have it in sport, so I'm not gonna tap it very much. Let me go into reverse to get out of this parking spot. Oop.
Yeah, that's one problem I've had. Hasn't one power, but very close.
Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of scared, not gonna lie, because this car is really fast and I don't want to crash it or anything. Okay. I'm gonna floor it, okay? Oh, holy moly. Oh my goodness. This car is fast. I feel like within 4 seconds, I've broken every single speed limit in the entire United States of America. This car is just so insanely quick. I'll just floor it again. Oh, okay. Wow. Alright. This car is really fast. But, see, it's not an issue either, because the ride isn't too bad. Of course, when you're in sport mode, it's a bit harsh, but if I put it in comfort, and in here, it's not too terribly loud. Accelerate slower, of course, and the steering is instantly less sharp. It's not as sharp as it was before, which is crazy, because you used to only get that level of sharpness on cars like the Huracan. But for this car, it gets really sharp when it's in sport mode. But the whole point of this video isn't because the car looks aesthetically pleasing. Like, it does, don't get me wrong. But that's not the whole point. The point is the driving experience is awesome. The driving experience is just the best out of all the cars I've tested, except for the Huracan. Nothing's ever going to beat that. The Huracan and the Camaro. But still, it's so good. And while it may not be as, it's not as pricey as the Huracan or as cheap as the Camaro, it is a luxury car that can go sporty. It's perfect for hauling the kids around. And if you want a little bit of extra sport, just hit the sport button and instantly you can feel it. It just becomes so much faster. But I'm also curious about the comfort. Like how comfortable it is for the back seat, the people in the back seat. So the owner of this car is going to sit in the back seat while I drive around, and we'll see how it is. Alright, so now you're in the back seat. How is it back there?
It's pretty nice. There's ambient lighting, of course, that gives you a little light. I'm not really seeing any sun.
Yeah, unfortunately, unlike the newer 7 series, the sunroof here is just not as big.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. I see a lot of BMW owners really wishing that their car had a bigger sunroof because you're paying $110,000 for this car. But aside from that, how is the speaker system? Well, let's hear what the speaker system is like. So let's hear the sound system. If I go ahead and click this song here. Whoa. That's instantly, really loud. Is it louder than the engine? Wait, let me turn it up. That's loud. Holy crap. Wait, is it louder than the engine though? It's louder than the engine. This sound system is incredible. So you can really blast music with the sound system. Holy moly, it's louder than the engine. And that's saying something because this engine is loud. So in conclusion, this BMW M550i is not the best aesthetically. It's got tons of panel gaps. It's got glitches, the weird quirks and features that are weird. But it's so much fun to drive, and that's what it's all about on Roblox. If you're not having fun, then you're not playing the game. You're working.